Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to run down the version 1.6 update as quickly as possible, hopefully under 10 minutes here. Everyone's doing like really deep dives into it, going through Yuri and all the augments. I'm going to cut that stuff out and just kind of give you the other meat and potatoes of the important stuff that's happening, but it's not as flashy, so you might be overlooking it. So obviously Yuri's coming in the update. We're not going to cover that. The Battle Pass will go until August 26th. Has lots of cool stuff in it. Your Amber and Opals do carry over. If you want to see any of these skins, or even like the Yuri stuff I skipped over, somehow you haven't seen it, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description of the video so you can go through anything I maybe gloss over a little too quickly for you. Something coming new in the patch is Predecessor Labs. It's going to be pretty much the cycling game mode. Right now we have Brawl. They're going to cycle Brawl out. Brawl is going to become a part of the labs. They're going to bring out Nitro. Nitro is super quick game, quicker spawns, quicker XP gains, and the thing I'm more excited about is actually after Nitro in patch 1.7, they're going to bring back the legacy map for that game mode. If you played Paragon, you know how awesome the legacy map was. Obviously, it had its faults, and that's why it was replaced. But, I mean, we've been asking for a larger map, so that one's a lot larger. I'm excited to see how that looks in Predecessor. But right now, we're going to have the Predecessor Nitro. So I definitely going to check it out at least once. Map adjustments in the jungle. They basically cut into the walls, and you're able to jump through pretty much every minion camp that has a jumpable area. Normally, like Decker can't double jump over the walls at the camp, but now you can. Other heroes I can't think of it right now. You'll be able to maybe gang through or escape through the walls in the jungle. At the T1, you are able to kind of see if anyone's invading your jungle with the cut. So definitely look into that. Ranked party sizes are changing. Got party sizes of 1, 2, 3, and 5, all the way up to Diamond. You just can't 4-stack. They don't want a 4-stack with a solo player, because then you're gonna have another 4-stack with a solo player, and solo players are not gonna have fun. If you have any friends that are under level 10 or thinking about playing, convince them to play and get yourself a loot core or quantum core. Send that referral. Remember, it could be any player under level 10. So if you have any friends that maybe don't play that often, hit them up, find out what level they are, get you some free stuff. Definitely want to refer a friend. I'll just hop over to this real quick. These are the Steam charts. Obviously, it doesn't show console, but pretty much this year they are up a good amount, about 500 or 450 players on Steam. So we should go ahead and on average players, not peak players. So hopefully the game keeps growing. It's really fun. It's kind of up there with Paragon. Like this stuff in Paragon I preferred, but this does some stuff better. So just a fun little update. People say the game is dying sometimes. You know how Reddit is, but obviously it is not as game players this year. Just a fun fact I wanted to include in this video. Controller button icon upgrade. So they upgraded the icons. Honestly, I can't tell the difference, and I played on console for about 2 to 3 months before I recently hopped over to PC a few days ago. So I don't really think it's going to change anything, but maybe you noticed it and you think I'm an idiot. That's fine. Some people think I'm an idiot. New augments, we're not going to cover those, but they do look really cool, and if you haven't seen anything about them, you should find someone else's video who's going to cover those, because they are really exciting, and that's probably the most exciting thing about the patch coming out. And it's crazy to say that, considering that there's a new character coming out that also looks really cool. Gameplay balance changes. It was this I really wanted to talk about, because there are some major changes in this that I feel like a lot of people are overlooking. So first thing is gold drip. So that's your passive. Every second you get 3.3 gold. In game it looks kind of like 3 3 4 3 3 4, so you get 10 gold every like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. That's going to change to 9, and over a 20-30 minute game, that's going to add up to a lot of gold. So people who hit minions last are definitely going to be able, like anyone who is better with CS. If you out CS your opponent, anyone who last hits better than the opponent is going to be at a big gold advantage in this upcoming patch, especially with the minions changing. You get more gold per hit on last hitting minions. That includes jungle minions, lane minions, any minions. You get more gold. So I think that's really good. It's going to let the higher skill players show that they are more skillful. They'll have more gold, which leads to more items, which leads to more damage, which leads to more snowball. They're also going to increase the death timer from 20 minutes to 23 minutes. That is not the death timer time. All right, don't freak out. I just said that really poorly. From 20 minutes in game to 23 minutes in game, the death timer will be a higher number. They don't have the number written here, but that's what they mean by that. And they're also going to push jungle camps back 5 seconds to help reduce the early ganks, like how early the gank is. I don't really think that's going to make a big difference, to be honest. They probably should change it like 10 seconds, but maybe they don't want the jungler to start in lane, like ready to gank immediately at level 1. I don't really know how they're going to balance that, if that's what they're trying to do. But 5 seconds, when I play jungle, I can gank the lane I'm starting by, the outside lane, and then gank mid all before 3 minutes. So 5 seconds, I don't really think it's going to change anything. They are also nerfing Mini Prime. The reduction to damage reduction to minions, so the minions will actually be killable, maybe, hopefully, when someone has Mini Prime and they just can't run it down your throat. They still can, but hopefully you could fight back and at least clear minions after 4 abilities on them. And it's the same with Orb Prime, a smaller reduction because it's later game and you're doing more damage. Blue buff is getting buffed. So versus non-heroes, it increases from 25 to 30% damage. And it's also increasing the gold. This is what I was talking about. All the minions increase gold: blue buff, red buff, black camp, gray camp, white gold, brown camp, and enhanced river buffs all are increased in gold, respectively. As you can see on the screen, I'm not going to read all those numbers for you, or if you're just listening, I will, like I said, link this in the description. If you really want to know what the numbers are, just know if you're last hitting them, you will get more gold. And the hero balance changes. So Crunch, whenever he jumps and does his uppercut, his animations are just more accurate where the hitbox is. They're doing that because of one of the augments that Crunch is going to have that looks pretty cool. Greystone getting a nerf, thank God. Health is going down. Physical power scaling is decreased on his basic attack. His passive health regeneration is decreased by 0.05. And his secondary ability is decreased. The power scaling is decreased from 35% to 30%. Grim, they are buffing Grim's ultimate, but only the magic damage portion of it by 10% from 95 to 105. Apparently, they're really just trying to make Grim be able to use magic damage, because this isn't the first patch they've buffed his magic damage. So it'll be interesting if they ever finally get there. Quang, they're nerfing my boy. It's a very sad day for the Quanger. His health growth is decreased from 127 to 122, and physical armor growth is decreased from 4.3 to 4.1. And his passive attack speed is decreased by 10 from 60 to 50. Morn, another character I really like, his health growth is decreased by 6 every level. And his passive cooldown is increased, and increased max health scaling decreased from 4, 6, 8, 10 to 3, 5, 7, 9 on his passive. Sereth, another person I really like. Anyone I'm a pretty big fan of, they're just going to take the nerf hammer too, I guess. Health growth is decreased by 2 per level for Sereth, and physical armor growth is decreased from 4.5 to 4.2. FaZe is getting an increase of 200 units on her attack range. Apparently, she has just had less attack range than everybody else in the game, so this is good to finally put her up to par with everyone else. Rampage has quality of life thing here. no longer locked when he picks up. Your camera's not locked when you pick up your boulder, so feel free to do 360s when you pick up the boulder. Skylar, they're nerfing Skylar a little bit. Magical power scaling decreased from 5 point. Oh man, let's try it again. Magical power scaling decreased from 5% to 4%, and bonus physical scaling decreased from 11 to 10%. Sparrow is getting a nerf as well. And that also goes for her augment. To be honest, this is just her ultimate getting a scaling nerf because they buff it in with one of the augments. Terra, one thing that they did is her axe throw will go through heroes now, and it's no longer at a fixed range. It's actually you throw it like it has gravity, so you can kind of chuck it similar like a Decker ball to an extent. How the ball will just go down over time. So will her axe. So it'll be cool to see how that looks. Wraith is getting a nerf to his passive. And there he's also getting a nerf to his peekaboo and the knock knock. So 3 things in Wraith is getting nerfed. Is let me go over the numbers for you. His who's there? That's his passive. Magical power is decreased from 40 to 30, and the ability haste is lowered from 15 to 12. And that's the support item that you get whenever like you get the you normally get like the upgrade awards. That's what it is. Peekaboo, his primary, his max health damage magical power scaling is decreased by 0.5% from 2.5 to 2%. Knock knock is the thing that we all try not to get hit by, and that's going down by scaling by 10% from 70 to 60. Wukong, oh man, lots of numbers here for you guys. Wukong's getting nerfed. His base health's getting nerfed. His base health is getting nerfed from 715 to 705. Health growth decreased from 121 to 117. Physical armor growth decreased from 4 to 3.8. And physical power decreased from 60 to 58. His passive cooldown is going to be increased. His cycle breaker, his secondary damage decrease. And I'm not going to read all these numbers for you guys, but if you want to see them, it's all right there. 84,000 hairs, clone damage, total physical power scaling decreased from 20 to 16%. And here we are to the final champion, Zinx. Zinx had a bug where her her disc projectile no longer turns invisible for the user upon bouncing. That happened to me literally yesterday as I played Zinx. I didn't see the bounce, but the stun happened, so I wasn't really complaining about it. Bad Medicine, that's her secondary, the slow damage increase. So she's getting the buff here, power scaling increased, erupt damage increased, and erupt magical power scaling increased. So that's a pretty good buff for her. Hopefully Zinx mid becomes more of a thing. She's a fun champion. But overall, a pretty solid buff for her secondary. And then there's just some items here. So the assassin items. So Dread is getting an extra 5 physical power. Infernum, physical power is increasing from 40 to 45. And ability haste is decreased from 15 to 10. So trying to just help Infernum just add more power and less ability haste. Trying to remove some ability haste. Augmentation, True Strike, total physical power scaling decreased from 35 to 30%, so a nerf for that fighter item. And the support items, they're all going down by 50 gold because of the gold drip that they did the change to. They didn't want to nerf the supports too much because they're not last hitting the minions, or they shouldn't be. So just helping them out a little bit with a little less gold on their items. And then some bug fixes here. I'm not going to read all of them, but just a couple of interesting ones is Sparrow's arrows. The Hall of Arrows would sometimes draw minion aggro. Greystone would sometimes get an extra tick of damage. and Fang Mao could escape through the map. So those are my favorite ones that I read through. There's some other ones here if you want to read through them. Like I said, it will be in the description. Hopefully, I will edit this below 15 minutes here. Try to get it under 10. Hopefully, you guys found this video interesting. And if you guys want to see another one, let me know in the comments. I can go through all the augments in a different video if you really want me to. Try to just make it quick so you don't have to watch a 50-minute video. And you don't have to read, because who wants to do that, right? Just this guy, apparently, because I just read all this. I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.